Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, Tyler arrested for shooting of construction worker during dispute in St. Catherine. A 31-year-old Tyler was arrested by the Lindsay police in St. Catherine after he allegedly shot a worker on a construction site on Thursday night. He has been arrested on suspicion of wounding with intent and the breaches of the Firearms Act. Reports are that about 7:40 p.m., both men were working along the Lindsay bypass when a verbal dispute developed between them. The suspect then left and reportedly returned with a handgun. He then fired shots hitting the complainant in the right shoulder. The injured man managed to run and sought a refuge at a nearby business place. A police party responded and the suspect was held. The injured man was taken to hospital for treatment. Man killed, woman injured in St. Catherine home invasion. The Guanaboville police in St. Catherine have launched an investigation into the shooting death of a man and the injury of a 34-year-old woman on Thursday night in Nesberry Grove. Dead is a 31-year-old Kevin Smith. It is reported that about 11 p.m. they were at the man's home when three men, two armed with guns, entered the dwelling. A struggle developed during which Smith and the woman were shot. When the police arrived, Smith was found unresponsive in blood inside the house. Both were taken to the Spanish Town Hospital, where Smith was pronounced dead and the woman admitted. Chaos in Clarendon as the residents scramble for ice. Chaos erupted in Maypen, Clarendon, with ice now the hot commodity as Hurricane Beryl knocked out power to households. With Clarendon among the southern parishes most affected by the Category 4 weather system, residents are in survival mode. With no working refrigerators due to running 48 hours without power, scores of residents have been scrambling to preserve food using ice cubes. Wait time to purchase ice runs at least 15 minutes. The last time I see this massa, 2007, I think it was Hurricane Dean, said one resident amid the chaos. One shopkeeper, who goes by the name Junior, said the rush started early Thursday. We have a long line here from 4 this morning going to now. Nobody take lunchtime or nothing like that. It's a chaos, but I think we have enough ice to hold the people them. We prepare for this and we're going at it. I think we will have till we get back current. But with heat, darkness and the mosquitoes the new normal, Jarrett, another resident, is hopeful that electricity will be restored soon. He said in its absence, there is an even greater appreciation for electricity. I need JPS more than ever right now. Now we really see how important them is. Because without them, nothing can work, he lamented. It is unclear if the cost to purchase a bag of ice has been inflated given the law of supply and demand, but a shopkeeper told the news that business is booming. In West Kingston. Senior Superintendent Michael Phipps, head of the Kingston Western Police, says that the authorities are continuing their search for the body of the man who was swept away by Hurricane Beryl floodwaters in the Collie Smith Gully on Wednesday. Alric Moncrief, a 26-year-old of Greenwich Park Road, was washed away after he went to retrieve the ball he and others were using in a game of football in the community. We have been doing some searches for him. We engaged the Marine Department, we went along Gully Line, and we did some searches, and we have not yet located his body. He said the authorities now fear the worst, but will continue the search to locate his body. Meanwhile, SSB Phipps said the Kingston Western Police were able to protect vital infrastructure such as the Petrojam Oil Refinery, the Victoria Jubilee Hospital, and the Kingston Public Hospital during the passage of Hurricane Beryl on Wednesday. The police also ensured stores in the commercial district were not looted. Police suspended search for 10-year-old girl washed away at a beach. Police have called off the search for the missing 10-year-old girl who is suspected to have drowned at the Sugarman's Beach in St. Catherine. The search will resume today. The girl is suspected to have drowned after she got into difficulty while swimming Thursday afternoon. The body of a 21-year-old man who tried to rescue her was recovered Friday morning after it was seen floating in the water. Members of the Marine Police and the Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard, along with fishermen, started the search for the two on Thursday afternoon shortly after the incident. Meanwhile, the police are warning beachgoers to refrain from swimming in rough sea conditions following the passage of Hurricane Beryl. At this time, we would not advise persons to go into the water. Avoid this location until the water calms down, and then you can come and enjoy your beach, said Sergeant Mickey Lord, sub-officer in charge of Hillshire Police Station. JPS says it underestimated damage from Hurricane Beryl. The Jamaica Public Service Company has indicated that power has been restored to 80% of affected areas in Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Thomas, and St. Catherine. Chairman Damian Obiglio says that the company underestimated the damage sustained. We failed in telling you how big was the damage that was done on the transmission lines and how difficult has been the access to certain parts of the country. We have enough power on the generation side to supply any demand at the moment that it presents. St. Elizabeth, we haven't been able to inspect 100% of the lines there, only 20%, and the damages that we have seen in 20% are 5 times that we have seen in any other part of the country. So St. Elizabeth is going to require very dedicated and intensive actions to be restored back to service, he declared. More than 315,000 or 45% of customers now have power. Meanwhile, Acting Vice President at the National Water Commission, Kevin Kerr, said the service has been restored to 30% of affected users, while work continues to get the commodity back to the remaining 70%. Mr. Kerr said St. Elizabeth, Manchester, and the parts of Westmoreland are severely affected. The Mona and the Content Spring water treatment plants are back in operation, while the Martha Brae and the Great River treatment plants are currently operating on generator. In the meantime, the National Works Agency has indicated that the under 200 roads impacted by Hurricane Beryl has been cleared. Police seize M16 rifle and ammunition in St. Andrew. A high-powered weapon along with several rounds of ammunition was seized Friday afternoon during a targeted operation in Lower Happy Grove, St. Andrew. The police say an M16 rifle with a magazine containing 13 cartridges was seized. Reports from the Red Hills Police are that about 1:30 p.m., a team of officers carried out a targeted search operation at a dwelling and the firearm and ammunition found. Detective Inspector Colin Berger, station commander at the Red Hills Police Station, said a suspect was taken into custody in relation to the seizure. We will continue to relentlessly pursue criminal elements and the violence producers within our space, he vowed. CPFSA assisting mother and her children rescued from Caribbean Terrace during Hurricane Beryl. The Child Protection and the Family Services Agency says that it has intervened and offered assistance to the children and their mother who were rescued from Caribbean Terrace in Harborview, St. Andrew during the passage of Hurricane Beryl. A mother and her 4 children, ages 7, 10, 13, and 17, were rescued from their dilapidated house by representatives of the Ministry of Local Government and taken to a local emergency shelter. Another mother and her child were also rescued from their dwelling and taken to the same shelter. CPFSA CEO Lord Adams Thomas says once they arrived at the shelter, the agency contacted the shelter manager to acquire their necessary information and remained in contact until members of its investigations team arrived to assess the situation and to act in the well-being of the children. Adams Thomas says in the case of the family with the 4 children, the 3 younger kids have been taken into the care of the agency. The 17-year-old who lives with her other parent in St. Thomas was visiting with her mother at the time of the storm and has since returned home. Adams Thomas says that the agency has kept the 3 children together at a residential facility while the mother works on finding suitable living arrangements. We will also be offering whatever support we can to the mother through our Child and Family Support Unit, she said. Adams Thomas said the other mother, who is also a resident of Caribbean Terrace, was however not living at the same dilapidated house, but was living at a safer and more secure home in the community. She said that the agency conducted a home assessment at that location and determined it to be suitable for her and her child, and they have since returned home. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.